Morning, children. Today we are going to discuss about nervous system of the frog. Which one? Nervous system of the frog. We are going to discuss about nervous system of the frog. What are the nervous system is divided into how many parts? Central nervous system. CNS means what? Central nervous system. PNS means peripheral nervous system. NS means autonomic nervous system. Before that nervous system, what we discussed? We discussed about the blood circulation system, right? Heart, three-chambered heart, sinus venosus. Okay, like that there will be part or there are not sinus venosus. Okay, very important. Like that, truncus arteriosus, sinus venosus, truncal arteriosus. Okay, three-chambered heart, mixed blood. Okay, next RBC, oval shaped. Okay, nucleus is present, like that we discussed in the previous classes, right? So we discussing different type of what you call the digestive system. We discussed respiratory system. We discussed circulatory system. We discussed. Now we are going to discuss about the frog's nervous system. The nervous system consists of what? Central nervous system, peripheral nervous system, autonomic nervous system. So first PNS. What is a PNS? Peripheral nervous system. Peripheral. It consists of how many? 10 pairs of cranial nerves and 10 pairs of spinal nerves. Very important. So 10 pairs of cranial nerves, 10 pairs of spinal nerves are present. So autonomic nervous system is divided into number 1, sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. So sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system controls the which one? Involuntary functions of visceral organs. What are the visceral organs? Like pancreas, liver, kidney, intestine, like that. This is parasympathetic and sympathetic controls the what you call visceral organ functions. Next, central nervous system is divided into two parts. What are those? Brain and spinal cord. The brain is located in the central cavity. The brain is located in the which one? The central cavity. The brain is protected by two membranes. You know very well, the brain is protected by two membranous structures. What is the two membranous structure protected by two membranous structure? That is called two meninges. Dura mater, pia mater, arachnoid membrane, like that is there or not? Like that, two meninges called pia mater, dura mater. So pia mater and dura mater protects the brain. Two meninges. The brain is divided into three parts: forebrain, midbrain, hindbrain. Forebrain, midbrain, hindbrain. Forebrain is called prosencephalon. It is the anterior most and largest part. Anterior most and largest part consisting of olfactory lobes. And olfactory lobes continuous with olfactory ventricle. And cavity is there, olfactory ventricle. Like that, forebrain is present. What is the forebrain speciality? Anterior most and largest part consisting of olfactory lobes, and located in the cavity is their olfactory ventricles, also their cavities, like that is there in the forebrains. Come to midbrain. Midbrain is called mesencephalon. Forebrain is called prosencephalon. Mesencephalon includes two large oval optical lobes and has cavity called optic ventricles. What is called? Optic ventricles. The midbrain includes two large oval optic lobes. Understanding my point or not? Here olfactory, here optic lobes, and has cavities called optic ventricles. What do you call? Optic ventricles will be there. Very important. And also cavities called optic ventricles. Understand or not? So these are the very important. The hindbrain is called, what about the hindbrain? The hindbrain is called rhombencephalon. The rhombencephalon consists of cerebellum and medulla oblongata. What is called? Cerebellum and medulla oblongata. So cerebellum is narrow. It passes through to medulla oblongata. Medulla oblongata connected to foramen of magnum. Foramen magnum through connected to spinal cord. Spinal cord leads to, you know very well, pass through the vertebral column, which is enclosed. Spinal cord enclosed with which one? Vertebral column. Spinal cord enclosed with the vertebral column. Okay, children. Once again, should listen carefully about the nervous system of the frog. The nervous system is fully developed in the frog. The nervous system is fully developed in the frog. The nervous system is divided into three parts. What are the three parts? Central nervous system, peripheral nervous system, autonomic nervous system. The peripheral nervous system consists of 10 pairs of cranial nerves and 10 pairs of spinal nerves. Autonomic nervous system is divided into sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. They controls the involuntary functions of visceral organs. What are the visceral organs? Kidney, liver, like that I said, or not? Those. Then central nervous system is divided into brain and spinal cord. The brain, what is called? The central cavity, they are located in central cavity. The brain is protected by two meninges called pia mater and dura mater. The brain is divided into three parts: forebrain, midbrain, hindbrain. The forebrain is called prosencephalon, is the anterior most and largest part consisting of olfactory lobes, olfactory ventricles. The midbrain mesencephalon includes two large oval optical lobes and has cavities called optic ventricles. The hindbrain rhombencephalon consists of which one? Cerebellum, medulla oblongata. Cerebellum is narrow, connected to medulla oblongata and connected to foramen of magnum, that will go to spinal cord. Spinal cord enclosed by, very well, vertebral column. Like this, the full developed, what is called the central nervous system, or the nervous system is there in the frog. Okay, children. Morning, children. And another concept is we are going to discuss about the complete, what is called the excretory system, reproductive system, and male reproductive system and female reproductive system we are going to discuss, okay, of the frog. Now observe very carefully the excretory system. We are discussing about excretory system of the frog. What is excretion? What is the importance of excretion? The elimination of nitrogen wastes and salts and water, okay, is all important. Unwanted salts, unwanted water, like nitrogen wastes, and to maintain the osmotic balance is the function of excretory system. Elimination of nitrogenous waste means, very well, urea, uric acid, okay, like that, and maintains the water salt balances. That is a function of excretory system. The excretory system of the frog is well developed excretory system. There will be a pair of kidneys, ureters, urinary bladder, and a cloaca is present. The pair of kidneys are there, ureters, urinary bladder, and cloaca also present. Kidneys are dark red, long, flat organs situated on either side of the vertebral column. First, what is the excretory system of the frog? A pair of kidneys, ureters, urinary bladder, and a cloaca. The kidneys are dark red, long, flat organs situated on either side of the vertebral column. The kidneys are mesonephric, okay, mesonephric, and nephrons are present. Nitrogen wastes are separated from the blood. What is the function of nephrons? The nitrogen wastes are separated from the blood. They excrete urea, that's why they are called ureotelic. The frogs are ureotelic, and they have ureters to open into the kidneys to ureters, ureters to cloaca. Okay, urinary bladder and cloaca also will be there. So cloaca will be open into the, very well, cloacal aperture. So like this, there will be parts are there. Come on, once again. Excretory system, elimination of nitrogen waste, and maintains the salt and water balance. The excretory system in the frog is well developed excretory system. A pair of kidneys, ureters, urinary bladder, and cloaca will be there in the excretory system. Kidneys are dark red, long, flat organs situated on either side of vertebral column. The kidney are mesonephric kidneys. Nephrons are there in the kidneys. They separates the nitrogen waste from the blood. They excrete urea, that's why ureotelic. They have ureters. The ureters connected to cloaca, and even urinary bladder also will be there, and cloaca to rectum and cloacal aperture will be there. Reproductive system of the male frog and the reproductive system of female frog we are going to discuss. Male frog have the testes, on the kidneys. Which side of the kidneys and the dorsal body wall by folds of peritoneum called mesorchium. These kidneys are attached to the testes are attached to the kidneys. Once again, male frog have the reproductive organs testes. The testes are located on the kidneys. And which side of the kidneys and dorsal body wall by folds of peritoneum, very important, called mesorchium. Folds are called peritoneum, totally called mesorchium. So the vas efferentia, tube-like structure, you know very well, arises from the each testis. They enter the kidney on both sides and opens into the Bidder's canal, very important. So what is that? From the each testis, the vas efferentia will be entered kidney on both sides and opens into the Bidder's canal. Finally, it communicates with the urinogenital duct that comes out kidney and reaches the cloaca. So once again, so dorsal body wall by folds of peritoneum called mesorchium, the testis attached to the kidneys. Vas efferentia arises from the each testis. They enter the kidneys on both sides and opens into the Bidder's canal. Finally, it communicates with the urinogenital duct, then comes out of kidney and you know very well cloaca. They reaches the cloaca. Bidder's canal, you should not remember. Both sides open into the which one? Bidder canal, the vas efferentia. Okay. They enter into the kidneys on both sides and opens into the Bidder's canal. Next, female reproductive system. There is a paired ovaries attached to the kidneys and dorsal body wall by folds of peritoneum. Here mesorchium, here mesoovarium. So paired coiled oviducts lying on side of kidney. Oviducts to body cavity that enter into the body cavity. Anterior end will be by funnel-like opening called ostia. And the separate genital duct will be there. They cannot connect with the kidney and ureters. They distinct from ureters. Okay, this is a very important word. They distinct from ureters. Okay, then ovisac and cloaca under. The ovisacs will be there, one sac-like structure, so there will be eggs will be there, then eggs will be reaches the, which one? The cloaca, and then that will be go out. So, in the frog, fertilization will be external fertilization, sperm and milt will be formed. Okay children, once again, excretory system we are discussing. The excretion process, elimination of nitrogen waste, and maintains the salt and water balance is their excretory system. Well developed excretory system. The pair of kidneys, ureters, urinary bladder and cloaca will be there. Kidneys are dark red, long, flat organs situated on either side of vertebral column. Kidneys are mesonephric. The kidneys contains nephrons which separates the nitrogenous waste from the blood. They excrete urea, ureotelic. They will be connected to ureters and cloaca. They will be rectum, urinary bladder. They have urinary bladder also. Next, come to reproductive system. Male frog have the testes attached kidneys on a dorsal side body wall by folds of peritoneum called mesorchium. Vas efferentia arise from the each testis. They enter the kidney on both sides and open into the Bidder's canal. Finally, it communicates with the urinogenital duct that comes out of kidney and to cloaca. Female reproductive system. Paired ovaries attached to the kidneys and dorsal body wall by folds of peritoneum called here mesorchium, male. Mesoovarium, female. Paired coil oviducts lying on side of kidney. The oviduct body enter into the body cavity. The anterior end funnel-like structure will be there in the oviduct, that is called ostia. Ostia helpful for the takes the eggs like that. Separate genital duct also will be there, distinct from the ureters and ureters. So then ovisacs is there, sac-like structures there. There will be fertilized eggs will be there. And there will be totally reaches again cloaca only. So fertilization will be external fertilization. Okay children, the fertilization is in frog. Fertilization is external. What is the meaning of external? Male gamete and female gamete join together outside of the body in the water. So if the internal means inside of the body, the male and female gametes will join and forms the zygote. But here external, The frog's fertilization is external. Outside of the body, the male and female gametes will join together. And the eggs have the tadpole larva, produces the tadpole larva. And the tadpole larva have yolk. Yolk is there or not? There will be nutritious substance. Later that will be come out from the yolk. And then they have 3 pairs of gills. Tadpole larva shows the bronchial respiration. What you call gill respiration. Then tadpole larva shows the metamorphosis into an air-breathing carnivorous adult frog. Air-breathing. So they are ready to take the air. Carnivores, they will eat the what you call insects. The legs grow from the body and the tail and gills disappear. The tail and gills disappear. The mouth broadens, developing teeth and jaws, and the lungs becoming functional. First, what will happen? Legs grow from the body and the tail and gills disappear. Tail and gills will be disappear. The mouth broadens, developing teeth and jaws, and the lungs become functional. What is the economic importance of the frog? So, food chain, maintain our ecosystem, reduce the insect and pest population, and also reduce the insect and pest population. In the food chain, the frog plays a very important role. You know very well. So the frogs will eat the insects, no? So like that, insects are eaten by frog, frog eaten by snake. There is a balance. Ecological maintains the ecosystem balance. So food chain, the frogs are very important. We have to protect the frogs. Why? And also reduces the frog will eat insect and pest. So reduce the insect and pest population by the frogs. So we have to protect our frogs. And also frog meat, frog flesh have what blood pressure reducing and anti-aging properties also there in the frog. That is good. So in USA and China, Japan, northeast of India, USA, China, Japan, northeast of India, they consumed as a delicious food the frog meat and because of nutritive value. Now you see another important one. There will be adult frog is there. Adult frog lays the eggs and embryo. Eggs will be forms the embryo fertilization will be takes place. Embryo external gill stage, internal gill stage, hind limb stage, forelimb stage, tadpole frog, tailed frog stage, young frog, adult frog. Like that, metamorphosis, eggs, embryo, external gills, then internal gill stage, hind limb stage, forelimb stage, tailed frog stage, young frog stage, and adult frog. So like this, there will be Rana hexadactyla metamorphosis will be there. So this is about our 3 animals: cockroaches, frogs, and earthworms. Next class, we will discuss about another most important chapter, that is related to the tissues. Okay, that is related to what you call human physiology, digestion, absorption. What is digestion? What is absorption? What is respiration? What is excretion? What is nervous system? Like that. Okay, children. What we discussed? Fertilization is external in the frog. The eggs are tadpole larva. Eggs will be converted to tadpole larva. They feed with the yolk. By the help of yolk, they will be feed. There are 3 pairs of gills. The tadpole larva shows the metamorphosis. What is the metamorphosis? Developing changes. Metamorphosis into an air-breathing carnivorous. The frogs are carnivorous. They will eat insects. Adult frog. Then legs grow from the body and the tail and gills disappear. Tail and gills are disappear. Next, the mouth broadens, developing teeth and jaws, and the lungs become functional. So economic importance of the frog white, which plays a very important role in the food chain, maintain our ecosystem, reduce the insect pest population, and the frog meat have blood pressure reducing and anti-aging properties. That's why in United States of America and China, Japan, Northeast, what they will do, they will eat this northeast of India, they will eat frog meat. So they consume it as a delicious food because of high nutritive value. So Rana hexadactyla metamorphosis, adult frog, the eggs, embryo, external stage. Then what will happen? Gill stage, external gill stage to internal gill stage. External gills will be converted into internal gills. Then hind limbs. Then forelimbs. then tailed frog stage. Tail. Then after everything will be disappear. Young frog to adult frog. Like that, metamorphosis also will be there in the Rana hexadactyla. Okay, children.